near Athi River sub-county, where she led a tree planting drive to mark the World Environment Day. The governor termed the cutting down of trees a major cause of environmental degradation, adding that offenders will be arrested and prosecuted.
Tumekubaliana disi yule anashikwa akikata mti asonge akisonganga. Tunaelewana? We are not going to allow you to destroy, because we are destroying the future of these children. Kama ni majiko, kumekuja majiko ya siku hizi. Hata unatumia tu, hata zingine hazitaki makaa, zingine ni fuel kidogo tu. Alafu unapika chakula mingi. Mwalimu mkuu, mimi nimefurahia. Umesema umefika hapa ukakuta miti. In the next even 1 year, let us see hapa miti kukua ni rahisi. What you need to take care of, sijui kama watu wa forest walituambia, mchwa, mudhwa is a problem here. So if we can also take care of them and kuhakikisha tumeka dawa ya mchwa, miti yetu itakuwa. But that is not an excuse. Tukiaka maji kila siku mti utakuwa.
Scores of residents in Maweni in Malindi, Kilifi County are crying foul after their houses were demolished on Wednesday to pave the way for the construction of the road. The residents claimed that they had not been given adequate notice to vacate the land earmarked for the construction of the road meant to link 2 areas in the region. Here is Gertrude Bugay with more.
It is on these expansive acres of land where dozens of residents from Maweni in Malindi town will have to bid goodbye to a place they called home for years. One house after the other, the residents watched in disbelief on what will be the new site for the construction of the road as part of the plan by the Kilifi County government. According to the residents, this comes as a short notice on the government's prior announcement to demolish all settlements above their marked parcel of land in a bid to pave way for construction activities.
What they had to do, walikuwa wanafaa wakuja waongeze more space ili kuridhisha wale ambao ploti zao zimeguswa. But ikaja ikageuka from mita 9 zenye wanataka kufikia jana wanasema wanataka mita 30. Sasa tukashindwa, kwani barabara yenye ilitengenezwa wenye waliomba mwanzo mita 9 mpaka ikapoa contractor ameanza kazi. Inabadilika vipi kwa sababu ya complain ya watu 2 3 hapa wenye wamesema barabara hizo zimeguswa ifike mita 30.
The residents also say that the government has failed to keep its promise to relocate the displaced households to alternative locations.
Kwa tumeongea na mheshimiwa aliyekuwa zamani, alikuwa ni governor Mngaro, mbunge wakati huo. Na tulipoongea tukasemekana tutapelekwa sehemu fulani tukajenge, na hiyo sehemu ilikuwa inanunuliwa kila eka 1,300,000 Shimbo Mavi huko. Sehemu hiyo hatujapelekwa, na mimi nilichukua pesa yangu nikamwambia nipelekeni nijenga, wakakataa.
They are now calling on relevant authorities to make speedy interventions to salvage the situation after they cited that their pleas have been landing on deaf ears.
Hawakutufuata kwa njia nzuri. Walisema wamepatiwa court order kuvunja hizi nyumba. Lakini nimeona mimi nikawauliza nipatieni court order ambayo imeruhusu mvunje hizi nyumba. Hakuna. Shida iko wapi? Na barabara tulikuwa tumewapatia ya mita 9. Hawatuelezi. Leo hii wamekuja wanavunja kila kitu. Mpaka watu wa power nao wamekuja wanangoa moto ndani ya nyumba yangu ambao haishikani na hiyo.
Tupatieni muda wa kuweza kutoa vyombo vyetu tuweze kutafuta pale kwa hifadhi, kwa sababu hii ni ghafla. Hata notice yenyewe hawataki, wanataka sisi tayari tuvunje hapo tuondoke.
Gertrude Bugay, K24 TV.
Elsewhere, the Ministry of Health, through Kenya Blood Transfusion and Transplant Service, with Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, together with families of recipients and donors' organs, have joined hands to commemorate World Organ Transplant Day in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County. The celebrations will be marked by awareness walk through the town of Eldoret, panel discussions, speeches and testimonials of success stories from both donors and recipients. Timothy Simo joins us from the Moi Teaching and Referral Memorial Grounds just to bring us up to speed on the same. Timothy, speak to us.
Well, Alan, like you mentioned, a lot is on the table in terms of marking World Organ Transplant Day that's happening here, right here at the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, one of the national referral facilities we have in this country. And we have stakeholders from the Minister of Health and even from the private players who are here to commemorate this day and just to get to reflect on the milestones, or the strides rather, the country continues to make sure that this can be one of the medical services that can be availed easily for the Kenyans who are in need of it. We have donors, we have recipients and other people who have come here just to make sure that they can make this day a success. Alan, not much of time to talk about this. Allow me to introduce to you the CEO of the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, Dr. Philip Kirwa. And Daktari, perhaps as we commemorate this day, joining the rest of the international community, being in charge of a referral facility, can you just talk to us in terms of the need? How big is it for Kenyans who require organ transplant, and perhaps where are we as a country in trying to make sure that we can make this one of the easy services Kenyans can access?
Yeah, so thank you very much. Today we are celebrating World Organ Transplant Day. This is a day celebrated on the 6th of June every year. Today we are celebrating this in MTRH on behalf of the Ministry of Health, and that's why we have representative from the Ministry of Health, the National Blood Transfusion Service, and the related organs in government. It's a very happy day for us because we know that organ transplant need is extremely high. The main challenge that we face in Kenya is that there are various diseases which destroy our organs, for example, hypertension, injuries to the eyes, cancer, among others. And this leads to patients requiring organs, of which we still have a challenge in Kenya that we prefer to bury our next of kins with all their organs, and yet it's of no benefit. I would just start with, for example, generally in a human being, we know that you can donate up to 71 organs in your body to somebody in need once you passed on. You can also donate organs when you're still alive, and some of the organs is where you are paired organs, for example, the kidney. A lot of our patients who require kidneys actually get the kidneys from their relatives and friends and others who are willing to donate. And we truly appreciate the work that they've done to save others. Today we've seen the testimony of people who have had kidneys which were donated for over 26 years. They are here with us, and also the donors. So in terms of the need and the need of the organs is extremely high. We are not able to satisfy the need that we have in Kenya. And that is why we sometimes have to import. When you look, for example, at the kidneys that we require in, say, in MTRH, if we had all the kidneys to be able to transplant, we would actually be able to transplant up to 1,000 patients in a year. Yet currently, we are hardly able to do just about 100 at most because of those shortages. For the cornea, we don't have an eye bank in Kenya, except a few in Nairobi, mainly private. And therefore, things like cornea are actually imported mainly from the US. This cornea is gotten from fairly old people. These people are, because of age, there are changes which have occurred due to age. And then the transport of the organs, by the time they reach here, they are fairly damaged. And therefore, you don't get the top quality cornea, for example.
Thank you, Daktari. Just allow me to bring in an official from the ministry. One of the challenges we continue to grapple with as a country is the lack of legal framework that can regulate this industry of organ transplant. Perhaps where are we? This is a discussion that has been around for quite some time. Are we making any strides, and how soon can we, maybe Kenyans, expect to see a well laid out structure that can regulate this industry?
Currently, as a ministry, we're actually developing a bill that will be helping to help regulate the issue of organ transplant, and hopefully will also be able to stem anything to do with or to mitigate against any form of human organ trafficking. So that is currently under scrutiny. We are also developing a policy on the same. So as when the scrutiny is over, we will then be able to give that to Kenyans so that they'll be receiving transplantation under protection, and also for the caregivers they'll be under protection too. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Maybe just in 30 seconds, Daktari, I would wish to get your comment in terms of the number of experts we have available, we continue to see a huge number of Kenyans who travel outside the country holding rambles to make sure that they can get their loved ones, get medication outside this country. Do we have a problem of infrastructure and experts, or where do we lack when it comes to addressing these issues?
Yeah, thank you. My name is Dr. Kibet Shikuku. I am the CEO for National Spinal Injury Referral Hospital and one of the consultants supporting various transplants in the country. One thing I want to say is that Kenya is endowed in very many aspects. We have physical infrastructure that has been adequately developed, and that's why MTRH happens to be one of those that is supporting transplants. We have various other institutions in the country. Majority of them are referral hospitals. We also have the private sector that is playing a key role. We have specialists that can be able to support transplants in general within the country. I think one thing that we need to be comfortable with is that we should start believing in our own capabilities. People think going to India, for example, is a solution to transplants. Yet we can have...
Timothy Simo right there speaking to health officials with regards to celebrating the World Organs Transplant Day. That's just about it for K24 News. Coming right up next is Jungula Sporty, courtesy of Abdullah Ahmed. I'm Alan Owino. Our sign language interpreter for this session has been Clement Muli. Do have yourselves a lovely one.